Well, with the Avengers A-Day video game coming out that I'm totally going to be playing like all weekend, probably the whole month, I thought it'd be perfect to make a video about how strong or how smart is this being known as Modoc, aka the main being that's going to be in this video game. So everybody get your popcorn, sit back, relax, and we're about to dive deep into how strong he is. But quickly, of course, I got to give a quick shout out to those that have donated to the channel. Y'all help out a lot. Believe it or not, it's helping improve the quality of the channel. Thank you very much. Okay, so here's the thing about Modoc. He had a pretty interesting origin story. Yeah, because, you know, his big old head, like his interesting looking design as you see here. He was an average technician at one point of his life. His name was George Tarleton. He found his fate forever changed thanks to a random selection by his boss, the scientist supreme of AIM, Advanced Idea Mechanics. That's the acronym for AIM, Advanced Idea Mechanics, who needed a unique bioengineered living computer in order to plumb the mysteries of the cosmic cube. Yeah, some cosmic stuff. Tarleton was subjected to hideous experiments, mutating his body to a massive head, being possessing superhuman intelligence and extraordinary psionic abilities. Marvel loves to give people that are super smart mind abilities, right? It kind of fits them, you know what I mean? Characters like the leader also have this ability, so it really fits psionic abilities, right? Mind, telepathy, that good stuff. Modoc was given the code name of Modoc, duh, M-O-D-O-C, mobile organism designed only for computing. Yeah, that's what it means, actually. He instead turned on his superiors, slaying them all, and declaring himself scientist supremes in the name of science. He once called himself Man-Mind, which sounds pretty cool, I guess. But he changed his name to Modoc, changing the C at the end to a K. Let's get right into it, shall we? And if you didn't believe me about it, here's the scans for his origin that I just explained literally 2 seconds ago. You can pause the video if you would like. Right here, different experiments, mutating his body, all that good stuff, right? And right here we have some lore from Marvel, showing his abilities and stuff, his background. It states here, special talents, genius, intellect, psionic abilities, access to advanced technology, which I'm gonna dig deep into. And here's more lore for you. Yeah, so you can stop it, pause it here, and read this if you like. And this is right here is when he changed his name. He officially became Modoc. Just like my other How Strong videos, every character is unique in their own way. Modoc is one of those characters where he is very strong, believe it or not, when it comes to his attack power, but a lot of his stuff is because of his intellect mixed with his attack power and stuff like that. He's one of those characters where he should technically be one of the smartest people in Marvel, but of course, you know, comics have their certain people they want to be at the top no matter what, even if it doesn't make sense. Characters like Leader and Modoc should be at the top tiers when it comes to smartness via lore, and in fact, they are enhanced minds beyond human capacity, but, you know, stuff, I can't beat what writer intent is, but realistically speaking, we know he should be at the top, one of the top tiers at least, right? In Marvel when it comes to smart people. He's even so smart and even cocky that he even explains his defeats. He shows how he had a fight with Captain America, his shield couldn't really do nothing to him, met his first defeat. I'm assuming that each defeat he suffered, he improved upon his plans and stuff so he won't get defeated the same way twice, I'm assuming, right? Intellectual thing, right? It states here where his ship was destroyed with himself inside of it. He says, but none could suspect that I had encased myself in a mental global force. So he's like showing how he survived or defeats the last encounters and stuff like that. He states here, it was a simple matter to emit a mental sonic beam to where my other agents would receive it. You know, cool stuff. That awkward moment when you realize that he was the original inspiration of the Ultron. Yeah, he's that powerful to they wanted to use him as a basis for Ultron. Believe it or not, he can, like, there's nothing super flashy, but he can lift characters like Iron Man up with this armor. He should weigh around 400 pounds. Yeah, he's pretty ruthless to where he would kind of murder his own people that work for him if they don't do something right. Typical warlord type, evil ball type stuff, right? In the name of science, of course, right? I'm probably going to get back to this in a little bit, but when it comes to just raw fighting, not even using prep time, he's actually stalemated Iron Man and like blast power attacks and stuff. Like a mind beam and clashed with him and stuff. Having a fight with Iron Man multiple panels, Silver Centurion armor I need to get to or make a video about eventually here. He states here, your armament is formidable. Yeah, fighting Iron Man. By the way, for you Iron Man fans out there, I have a very long Iron Man video that you probably will enjoy. It's about an hour long. His beams are even strong enough to kind of hurt characters like Hulk for a little bit. Like they kind of, you know, give him some pain. One of the mightiest beings in the Marvel Universe, Titanic level being. Pretty impressive, I would say, right? Didn't beat him or nothing, but he can cause him pain with his beams, psionic blast power, stuff like that. This is actually probably more impressive than you think. You remember Miss Marvel? You know, Carol Danvers? You know, she kind of can absorb energy, and he kind of was handling her. He kind of made her retreat with a couple blasts. Think about how powerful she is. She should be in the medium heavyweight range when it comes to Marvel powerhouses, like She-Hulkish ranges of power. So this is actually pretty freaking cool when you think about it. Had to get up out of there. Another encounter with the Incredible Hulk again, one of my boys. He was able to suppress the Hulk's rage with his beams, like somehow. He's definitely an Avenger level foe. He stated here, up here, please, Dr. Banner, restrain your rage. brain beam. He has tech and stuff like that to where he pretty much tortured a character like Abomination. Like, yeah, manhandling him on multiple occasions. This is stuff he made, his gear. This is his gear. This is his tech stuff he made. Stuff that can harm Abomination. I got a full video about Abomination, by the way. This is kind of impressive. It even gets worse. It's like he made Abomination his servant afterwards. It's bad. He even yells, this is kind of pathetic for Abomination looking like here. It says, please, Modoc, please don't hurt me. Like, it's bad. Here's another occasion of him fighting Hulk thanks to his intellect, his power, his sonic blast, stuff like that. He's kind of hacksy, being able to restrain the Hulk's rage. This is kind of crazy, making him have a challenge with him. In this occasion, he kind of got the drop on the Hulk here. Pretty impressive again for Modoc's power. So basically, you got an idea of how strong these beams are so far. Let's dig more into these little beams he can shoot out of his head and stuff. Man, Modoc, Modoc, Modoc. These beams are so fast to the point where characters like Captain America, who has been shown to have microsecond reaction time, which is 1/1,000,000th of a second, by the way, had proof of that in my Black Panther video, Hawkeye video, and Captain America video, just for those that are curious. Captain America is very fast when it comes to reflex. He states here, couldn't dodge, his beam is too fast. That's insane. His beams are even stated to be faster than the speed of thought. Another occasion with Ms. Marvel. Yeah, he's an Avenger level threat. He's fighting these powerhouses. So yeah, he's definitely a good villain for this game. Captain America literally has explained that he can see bullets, but he cannot react to these beams on a regular basis, guys. Iron Man himself even has problems reacting to Modoc's beams. Yes, that's right. You heard that right. And do I need to get on how fast Iron Man's armor is? He has millisecond reaction time, and it enhances his speed. His armor enhances his actual reaction speed and stuff, and can scan things fast for him. He has trouble reacting to Modoc's beams. Letting you know the threat of Modoc. Bulletproof vest can't save you from these beams either. Not to mention they can get pretty big. He can expand the radius of it. He can even make these beams heat, like heat beams, to where it can burn through steel. His beams can even be like a stun shock beam, like tearing through metal, on a consistent basis. It even has enough blast power, can blast his way through a mountain. No surprise there. Another occasion of him fighting the Silver Centurion Iron Man, he nearly overloaded this Silver Centurion Iron Man suit. Then you know another occasion of his power. There was this time he was even able to cause harm to Red Hulk, maybe even weaken him with his blast. Psionic blast kind of got that much power. Yeah, he's hanging with the powerhouses consistently when it comes to intellect and stuff like that. Not to mention, it's not just intellect. He's just fighting them in just straight up raw power, thanks to his blast power and psionic energy. Of course, him and the leader would work together, right? He's consistently shown to be able to take down She-Hulk level beings, like the time he was able to pretty much take down Red She-Hulk, Betty. Oh, by the way, this Doc Samson's even more powerful than usual. He did this to Red She-Hulk on KO style. Remember the Red She-Hulk thing I just said a second ago? What if I told you it actually burned her skin? That's how much blast power he got. Like, look, you see that dark spot? So what if I told you he can just straight up cause cardiac arrest if he wants to? State it here. It will appear as cardiac arrest. Modoc did this. He can do that. This is what the leader had to say about Modoc, by the way. He was a part of an organization, Intelligentsia Agency, by the way. It states here, welcome to our ranks, one capable of doing half our necessary processing all on his own. Some of you may already know Modoc. Yeah, he's that smart. One can debatably say that his mind is like a living being because it kind of can attack on its own, which is still him because it's your mind, right? You know, I guess it's like one of those things where it reacts without you having to think about it. You know, you're just like a reflex. He says, I do so without even thinking down there. It is my instinct design. Being a telepathic person, this will make sense. He has like kind of his own sort of spider sense. He states here, he is a mind capable of detecting any danger and of avoiding it with ease. He can do like these mind probes. It can kind of like go in the person and tell them what they're doing, what they're planning, how they really feel. What one could say, reading your thoughts or reading your emotions, that type of stuff. Crazy how much versatility he has when it comes to this mind stuff. It was implemented here when he got in the case with Deadpool. He even scanned Deadpool, scanning his mind. He states here, your brain functions are slipperier. How smart is Modoc, you say? Well, how about the fact he was able to shut down something from Tony Stark? Iron Man, that's an intelligence feat for him to be able to overpower his intellect by shutting it down. He shut down his computer and his connection with Jocasta, an artificial intelligence being. So he wouldn't be an intellectual type being without having the ability to read your mind, right? Of course he has this ability, right? Just a couple statements of his lore. He said, minions delude themselves if they believe their machines are capable of acting faster than masterful mind of Modoc. He's so cocky about his intelligence, I kind of love it. He literally turned off the brain of one of the Mad Thinkers robots. He teleported one of Dr. Doom's things to across the country, from Latvia to the USA. What if I told you he's so smart, he just knows the location of pretty much everybody on the planet? He states here, first, I must mentally locate the whereabouts of Strucker. He can just mentally locate people, like, what? If he has to, he can even scan several brains at once. If you just have a mind, he can just sense your presence. He's basically a nightmare for invisible opponents to fight. I didn't really get on his mind control much, but I feel like he wouldn't be complete if he didn't have mind control, right? He's done sick stuff like control a large group of people and forcing them to drown. Bruh, this is just messed up. Literally made an entire army base go to sleep. He overpowered the circuits of another smart person's circuitry. The Mad Thinker. Got to love it. By the way, this was an Android version of Iron Man made by Mad Thinker that Modoc changed the circuitry for and took control of. Now, I will admit, there are limitations to his mind abilities being able to just make people do anything they want. Like, for example, if you have ridiculous willpower, like most superheroes do, characters like Captain America can resist him, but he can control other people with strong will, like General Ross. Maybe not as strong of a will as Captain America at this point, but I would say that's still pretty impressive in this occasion as well. Wonder Man, a powerhouse level being, it's pretty freaking impressive. By the way, of course he has force field. Didn't really show much of this yet, but this is another psionic-ish type of ability you gotta have him have, right? Matter of fact, it's even strong enough to take Iron Man's attacks. That's how strong his force fields are. Impressive, right? Doing it in a different occasion with his Silver Centurion, battling Iron Man consistently, showing his level of power. His intelligence feats are insane. Reprogrammed something that was originally created by Galactus, right? Man, that's a ridiculous intelligence feat. This is so-called the Cosmic Hulk, a different version of Hulk, like a robot version of Hulk. It states here, more powerful than the actual Green Hulk. I feel like that's an exaggeration. Is that its energy source is pure cosmic and not gamma-based. One could say that's kind of true, I guess. Who knows? I mean, if it's cosmic, I mean, shoot. Intelligence feat for you. Gotta love that. States here, moving, planning, computing faster than any mere machine, the mysterious Modoc sets his superhuman brain to work as his obedient agents carry over his every command. Yep, he's fast. His brain's processing speed is insanely fast. Probably one of his most intellectual feats of all time. You guys remember my boy Waterworld Hulk, right? And how he was wrecking everybody. Do you remember at the end of the comic where them satellites had blasted him, supposedly defeating him? So the Hulk ain't that strong because Worldbreaker got defeated by a bunch of satellites. Right? What if I told you Modoc was responsible for those satellites, and those satellites were basically siphoning off the Hulk's energy? This is the satellites everybody was talking about, saying, "Oh, the Hulk ain't that strong as Worldbreaker State because he lost to some satellites." Those weren't just no normal satellites, buddy. Those were kind of manipulated by the Intelligentsia Agency, aka Modoc and his crew. Don't believe me? See the Hulk right there in that image right there, shooting those beams down, those satellites? That looks very familiar, doesn't it? It's this radiation that he's siphoning from the Hulk. Here, the cosmic and gamma radiations combined will produce a truly unstable force. Yeah, they will siphon it off, but we won't leave the placement of that power chance this time. It states here, the Hulk has never been a reliable subject to manipulate because at his core, he still is Bruce Banner. Modok created Red Hulk, as I can see. He's that smart. Yeah, he's really responsible for the scientificness of it. Him and the leader working together. That's kind of a big combination. I hope the leader makes an appearance in this new game as a surprise villain. I don't know. Yep. Modoc created Red Hulk. Let that sink in. Intelligence feat. Is he smart or what? Not that he needs reflexes, but he's able to avoid attacks from Captain America, showing his level of speed, reflexes, and stuff like that, even though he usually just puts a force field up, but that's none of my business. Reacting to Bullseye's knife in midair, like reflexes. See that? Yeah, Bullseye catches it with his hands. Sometimes I think Modoc be trolling. Like, he's showing off some impressive aim while spinning around. Like, what? In this occasion with Iron Man again. Yeah, it's consistent fighting Iron Man. Like, during this fight with Iron Man, I know I keep going back to Iron Man. It's consistent. He took a crap ton of stuff from Iron Man, showing his level of feats, durability, fighting Iron Man on too many occasions. Okay, yeah, don't ask. That's Miss Modoc. Don't ask. He was able to shrug off a beam from her, took a couple hits from Hulk without dying, which is absolutely insane. I wouldn't necessarily say he can fight Hulk in a straight up raw fight of raw power, but the fact he didn't die from these hits, you know what I mean? But insane for him to tangle with him this consistently, though.
If you think I've evolved beyond the joys of murder, watch your step. Psionic flashes. Limit burst. One more. Killer illumination. Hold that pose. Cry for me. Analyze.
I think you got a pretty decent idea of how strong he is when it comes to his raw power, psionic blast, shields, blast power in general, physical strength, you know, psionic blast in general, like, you know, mind ability, hack, stuff like that. But his intelligence just keeps on shocking you. He has gear that he creates, standard gear, one could say. He has this thing called the Doomsday Chair. He even controls it with his telekinesis and stuff. One of the things you always see him sitting in, which is why a lot of people assume that he doesn't have legs, because he is always sitting in this Doomsday Chair, you know. That's why. One could say it's like his version of his like super suit or his battle suit or Iron Man suit. I mean, because it has everything, like even a gas thing to protect you from gas. You can get like a little image here of some of the weaponry he has in his Doomsday Chair. As you can see, and not just the head beam he uses all the time or a mind beam. He has like little, looks like little machine guns on each side or laser guns or bolts. You know, that type of good stuff, right? Yep. As you can see, appears like he can create psionic arm. Avatar arms. It states here, there's some sort of phantom arm growing out of his head. I'm assuming he's using telekinesis to form his arm in a shape, kind of like characters like Psylocke do. You know characters like Psylocke. You know characters like Psylocke. You know how she has a sword, has telekinetic energy around her sword, but she kind of creates her own blade, like kind of like a Green Lantern creating her own construct out of pure like psionic energy. This occasion right here showing that blade, yeah, that's kind of what Modoc did, like a phantom arm, I would say. That's the best way I can explain it, at least, right? I mean, what else could it be? You know what I mean? He has like cannons that can like skeletize you, like, wow, crazy, right? Not to mention these weapons can even harm super crazy beings, like, you know, of course, like another occasion of fighting Miss Marvel, and characters like Wonder Man being made of pure energy, basically. It's pretty crazy. Even use it for scuba diving, like going to Atlantis, cool stuff. No, like legit. He has this thing called like a legit Modoc machine. And they're probably going to implement this in the new Avengers game somehow. This being the final boss or something. Like, look what he's doing. You see the Hulk on the cover? Like a big old giant battle suit type of thing. Yeah, Modoc can create stuff like that. That's just epic. Intelligence feat, showing how much stuff, how powerful he can make his machines to even fight godlike characters like Hulk. Intelligence feat, Modoc machine. As you can see here, it's like the little origin, how they explained it here. It's like he made this suit in preparation for facing the Hulk. He knew he would face him sometime in the future. He's kind of doing backup plans, kind of like prep time, he says. As a master of aim, I am likely to come across the monster's path at some point in the future. He can ruin all my work in an instant. Just for those that had their doubts about him being an actual good villain for a video game, I think he's actually a perfect villain for the video games because it gives you a ton of excuses to have a lot of different boss battles with these different mechs and stuff. He can make like this one of this things right here being one of his ultimate ones. It states here, the head of a monstrous humanoid body. His aim was to create a creature stronger than the whole version of it. To make it even crazier and harder to fight, it was made out of adamantium steel. You know, the steel that Wolverine and them have, kind of ignoring durability. Suits like this have been a lot for Iron Man to handle. He has to magnetize the floor just to pick him up. Crazy, right? You know this thing got to be heavy if Iron Man having problems lifting it up. It's literally had full-blown battles with, of course, Hulk. Shoots energy blasts out of its like hands, the weaponry, as you can see there, right? Extended battle. Yeah, fighting him out, thanks to his intelligence. Oh, by the way, he's got a full-blown fight with Iron Man himself as well. Right here, as you can see, they fight it out some more in this mech. As you can see here, it looks like he kind of laid him out. That's kind of crazy. Modok's battle suits is even strong enough to do this in the fight where it kind of caused Hulk some pain by squeezing him like that. That's kind of a crazy feat. Intelligence feat for you, right? And there was even this version of Modoc called Superior Modoc. Modoc Superior, right? He created this thing called the Zero Cannon. He can do all that. Like, yeah, look at all that destruction. Gotta love it. Of course, his force fields can withstand nuclear weapons, right? Of course it should. Is that Thor trying to hit him? And there's no surprise, he can incinerate humans with ease. And that's the gag character Gwenpool.
By the way, this is alternate reality Modoc, not canon Modoc, just for those that were curious.
No, I would not say this Modoc is up there with the, you know, just the normal Modoc. This is a superior Modoc, yeah. Modoc is supreme. You have to respect him. So it is true that Modoc does specialize in intelligence, but when it comes to just raw power without any prep time, he's still a pretty crazy threat. I would say he's a medium level powerhouse at the very least. At the absolute minimum, which I think he's slightly above, it's the sensational She-Hulk, Red She-Hulk ranges of power consistently. I mean, for Pete's sake, he's done mind probes, like to Iron Man, and even to Abomination to hypnotize him. So to really get an idea of his actual power, raw power-wise, he should be on the level of Red She-Hulk. At least he was able to knock out Red She-Hulk with the actual attack power, beams attack, standard gear type of stuff. Look, literally burned her skin. Not to mention, he actually fought against Iron Man's, one of his most up-to-date suits, Model Prime, the all-new, all-different Iron Man suit. Insanity, right? Yeah, like, no, I wasn't joking about that. Like, yeah, he literally fought against Model Prime suit. He stated here to the whole Avengers, your Avengers team lacks the requisite power to defeat me and the forces I've assembled. Yeah, he's ridiculous. I would say his reaction speed and stuff, his brain processing power has to have the same reaction speed, at least comparable to Iron Man's suits, which can process stuff at 0.0001113 milliseconds. I would say that's accurate to Modoc as well. So basically, overall, as an overall threat, Modoc is one of those characters where he should technically be the smartest guy in Marvel, just like the leader, but, you know, Marvel chooses to have certain people higher for some reason. But, like, yeah, he should be comparable to characters like leader when it comes to intellect. And when it comes to raw power, without any really type of inventions or anything, when it comes to his psionic ability, his blast power alone, he should be at least in the Mr. Marvel levels of power or Carol Danvers levels of power, which is like in the, at least in the star ranges. So raw power wise, Modoc wise should be in that range of power. This is also consistent with characters like Iron Man, who should be in this range of power as well to Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel levels of power, to at least right lowballing the heck out of him. She-Hulk ranges of power, they should be in that range of power. Now, when it comes to battle suits and the actual Modoc machine stuff, I do think that will probably push him to the Herculean-ish levels of power when it comes to that, like Hercules and Thor levels of power at that point, right? But guys, this is about going to do it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is a special video for the Avengers game that's coming out, and this should be releasing the day of the Avengers game. So, surprise, here you go. Watch this video and then play the game so you can understand why Modoc is such an impressive beast. So check out those playlists, description below, and I hope you enjoyed this, and hopefully you check out my channel and see more stuff like this. And I got a lot more stuff to offer, not just this. So make sure you stay tuned. I'll see you guys next time. And respect Modoc. He's very insane with prep time. It could be limitless potential. Like, I just named the stuff what I've seen in chapters or in panels. He's the reason War Hulk really even got defeated by those satellites, and he created Red Hulk because of that, siphoning off that energy, right? Unless I'm missing something, right? Yeah, he created Red Hulk, intelligence feat. He's just that smart. Him and Leader, probably the top two underrated, intelligent people. He may look absurd, he may look goofy. His design even looks like a Looney Tune character, this big old head and stuff. But as you look aside of that stuff, and as insane as he looks, he's actually a ridiculous threat and a very good Avenger level threat for an actual game, I would say. And hope you guys enjoyed it. Post your comments down below. Let me know what y'all think. I'll see you guys next time.